welcome to a very special day in our Pony League 2025 season. Today is Pony Day at Gill Stadium, where the boys have a chance to play in one of the oldest ballparks in the country, over 100 years young. This field is a regulation 90-foot diamond with the pitching distance 60 feet 6 inches, which is 10 feet longer than the pony field that we play on the corner of Maple and Orchard Street. Today's first game of the day features the visiting team Royals versus the home team Reds. Let's meet the coaches and players for both teams. First for the visiting team Royals, their coaches Tom Larson, Josh Court, and Ben Goldman. Leading off for the Royals, in your starting pitcher number 2, Ezra Meltzer. If we can go to the line, please. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Jacob Pelletier. Batting third, your starting catcher, number 4, Matt Carrigan. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 15, Tom Marston. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 9, Noah Bernaldi Goldman. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 7, Max Ellison. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 8, Colby Kenny. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 13, Andrew Court. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 3, Cooper Blanchard Vigno. Batting 10th, your extra hitter, number 10, Jacob Barrasso. And batting 11th, also the extra hitter, number 12, Sonny Barrasso. That is the visiting team Royals. And now the home team Reds, the head coach, Matt LaRochelle. Leading off for the Reds and playing first base, number 24, Ian Field. Batting second, your starting catcher, number 8, Travis Lamore. Batting third, the center fielder, number 15, Colton LaRochelle. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 6, Grayson Shea. Batting fifth, your starting pitcher, number 14, Jesse Barbarossa. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 33, Jack Bolton. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 1, Jack Jangro. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 4, Liam Ireland. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 10, Preston Cleary. And batting 10th, the extra hitter, number 5, Joseph Lee. That is the home team Reds. Your umpires this morning, at home plate Dennis Murphy, and on the bases, Bryce Foster.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to historic Gill Stadium, as this is the 2025 edition of our Pony Baseball broadcast here on Manchester Public Television. It is the Royals versus the Reds here. I'm Zach Johnston alongside Steve Fossman, the president of the Greater Manchester Pony League. I also have longtime Manchester Public Television partner Kyle Heavey here with me for the meantime, as well as this game is starting with no home plate umpire.
Yeah, he is a few minutes late, Zach, so it's kind of causing a little bit of stress and turmoil here in this game, because now we have to deal with one umpire, and he's going to be doing the work from behind the pitcher's mound here.
Ezra Meltzer, the pitcher for the Royals, will take strike one, as I have to look behind the mound to see what the result of the pitch is now, which is different.
Very different here, Zach. So you're going to go with the flow here and see what we can do here, but Ezra Meltzer
will fly this one back up just under our windows.
Wow, you could hear that. Certainly quite loud.
And the count is, I believe it's 0-2. Yeah, it's 0-2 to Ezra Meltzer, the pitcher for the Royals. Jesse Barbarossa is the starting pitcher for the Reds. That's going to miss.
Good frame job by the catch right there.
Travis Lamore is the catcher for the Reds. with Barbarossa doing the pitching.
Yeah, Ian Field doing the first base, Jack Moulton at second, Grayson Shank at shortstop, and Liam Ireland at third base, left to right across the outfield. The left field is Jack Jangro, center field Colton La Rochelle, and out in right field Preston Cleary.
On the ground to second base. And there's out number 1 on that play was the second baseman Jack Moulton. So 1 batter and 1 out for the Royals. As Kyle, this is a bigger field for these kids. Defense is really going to play into which team will come away with a win here this afternoon, or this morning rather.
Yeah, Pony League Day obviously here at Gill Stadium, and tomorrow as well, but these two teams didn't have the season that they were hoping for, but this is still a great chance to get the experience, get the performance, and get things all figured out here.
Strike zone seems much different when the umpire is behind the mound. It's a lot different, and these kids are smaller too. That's something to think about, as that's flown foul towards the right side into the Reds dugout.
Right off the dugout and into the stands, and that's an interesting. So now the coaches have to give the baseballs because the umpire.
Yeah, the umpire
This is fun experience here is now, Zach.
Here's the 1-1. Up and in. Framing will be a lot different too, because the umpire is not right directly behind the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here is the pitch from Barbarossa. Swinging a ground ball to shortstop. Over there is Grayson Shank. Play it first in time. Out number 2.
Grayson with a great arm right there. He wasn't sure if he was going to have the time and the throw over to Ian Field, but he had a great job, and 2 down just like that.
Those are 2 soft ground outs induced by Barbarossa's pitching. 2 outs now. That was Jacob Pelletier who grounded out. This is Matt Carragher. He flies this into left field.
Long ways.
Long run, and that is going to get over the head of the left fielder and roll. And he is going to have a 2-out double.
Big hit right there, and a very impressive. Jack Jangro just playing a little bit too far in and gets over his head for a easy 2-out double. Now we'll see what the cleanup guy can do.
2 outs. Thomas Marston, the first baseman, with 2 outs and a runner on second, could possibly give his team the lead. Runner takes off for third, pitches high, swing and miss, throw is late. And a stolen base for Matt Carragher.
Now just 90 feet away now from scoring the first run for this Red squad, or excuse me, the Royal squad.
Yeah, from what looked to be a quick inning, the go-ahead run here in this first inning is now at third base. Pop fly, back right under us. Count is 0-2. Barbarossa can get right out of this. When in reality, that double he gave up could have been caught if that was a weak fly ball.
See what Carragher gives him for a sign.
2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Got him looking. And that will leave the runner at third. 1 runner left on base for the Royals. 0-0 score. When we come back here on this pony game at Gill Stadium on Manchester Public Television, we will see the Reds at bat. Stick around. Back for the bottom of the first inning here. Pony baseball from Gill Stadium on Manchester Public Television. Ian Field will lead off for the Reds in a 0-0 ball game after the Royals left a runner on third with 2 outs. Doing the pitching for the Royals is Ezra Meltzer, who is also their leadoff hitter. First pitch, big swing and miss there from Field, and he starts him with a strike.
Ezra, a nice left-handed thrower here, gets the first pitch to get the batter swinging here and see if he goes at him again.
That's going to miss up and out.
Beautiful 10 a.m. game here, Zach.
Gorgeous.
So, I mean, this is the weather that we enjoy baseball the most, 75 degrees and sunny.
On the ground to the right side, base hit for Ian Field. And fielded in right field there by Cooper Blanchard Vignault. You know that if you miss that ball in right field, he's probably scoring. And these teams haven't played on a turf-like surface like this. They play down the street on a typical size baseball field for 13-year-olds. This is a bigger diamond to them. If you miss the ball in right field, the kid's going to score. And we're going to see that pay dividends today. Which team has the cleaner outfield, Kyle? I think is the team that walks away with the win.
Well, that's got to be huge for both times. Both teams so far have one base runner on, so we'll see if the Reds are able to get them around to score.
It's going to miss, and it's 2-0. This is Travis Labor, the catcher for the Reds at bat. Field is the base runner after the leadoff single. Meltzer's 2-0. Swung on, fouled toward the right side.
Gonna have to go get that is the on-deck batter in Grayson Shank. Or in the hold batter, that is.
The 2-1 coming. That's going to miss.
Colton La Rochelle is on deck here. See what the Reds can do.
3 balls, 1 strike. Swung on, grounded towards second base. Play will go to first. Out will be made. Runner advances to second. That at second base is Noah Vernelli-Dalman.
I think it's Thomas Marston who was the first baseman there. The second.
Yes, I was talking about the second baseman.
Yeah, so Thomas had a long reach there. As
Yep.
Noah's throw was a little bit off, but you know how best Zach, great first basemen really make the team productive.
Very true. That's going to skip, get away from the catcher. Field will move to third. And he loves sliding on the turf. I know exactly what it was like to slide on the Gill Stadium turf for the first time. And if you go back to the game against North when I'm sliding at home, it's not a pretty slide.
Well, the great David Ortiz as well as slid into bases and came up short, so it happens to the best, Zach.
This is Colton La Rochelle, the center fielder. See, a few Tier 1 baseball players on this Reds team that we learned from Steve Fossman comes from Auburn. That's going to miss. Well, they call that a strike. It's a lot harder to tell with the umpire out behind the mound. So we apologize.
Yeah, it's frustrating to have the umpire be so late here, as Steve Fossman really wanted to get this game going here. And, well, we're doing the best that they can for Pony League Baseball on a Saturday morning.
That will get by. Carragher play at the plate. No throw, and it's 1-0 for the Auburn Reds, we'll call them. And that's where we learned they're from. We'll call them the Reds, but they're from Auburn. 1-0.
Able to get that run. Just a couple miscues by the catcher. And you can see him right now. He's a little frustrated taking his helmet off, and we'll try to do better here as Carragher is not pleased with himself right now for allowing that base runner to come around. And
3 balls and 1 strike for Colton La Rochelle. Meltzer looking to get the second out. That one's popped foul. Will land towards the Reds dugout. The count will run full. Meltzer looking to possibly get his first strikeout on the young Colton La Rochelle. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on base here for the Reds. Here's the pitch. And he missed down and in, and Colton will walk.
First walk of the day so far, Zach. And now to have a decent player in Grayson Shank getting a chance here. This is his nice banana bat, I'm going to call it.
That does look like a banana. That's a strike.
Didn't like that, though. It was a little inside for his liking.
Grayson Shank, the Reds shortstop, will look to keep this inning going for the Reds, in which they have taken a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. La Rochelle's on first base. That will clip the edge right there, and it's 0-2.
Wow.
That looked good. That was a good pitch.
Going from inside to outside. Let's see if he tries to get him chasing a low sinker or something.
0-2 Meltzer.
Oh.
In the dirt. Good hold there by Grayson Shank. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that will skip in the dirt. Just like that, it's a 2-2 count.
Now the pressure's on the pitcher here. He had him 0-2, and now to have 2 consecutive pitches that didn't get him chasing, now he's got to figure out a pitch to get him to chase.
We'll see how aggressive Shank is on this one. He swings and misses for strike 3, 2 outs.
You put the pressure on Ezra, and he is able to come through. And now with 2 down, we'll see what number 14 and the catcher, Matt Carragher, or excuse me, the pitcher.
Jesse Barbarossa, the Reds pitcher with 2 outs, looking to extend the inning. He swings and misses for strike 1.
Jesse's got a fan club down there. You can hear that from up here, that they're rooting for him. Big day for him, pitching and now with a chance to
swing and wow, foul ball right under us. And we were talking about maybe opening the window. And you're like, maybe they won't hit it all the way up here. Well, we've had 2 of them. We've had 2 of them hit right below our windows.
You would be able to catch that.
I could have caught
But
that.
at the same time, we have camera equipment and tripods in the way, so it's a little difficult.
I'd sacrifice myself for this camera. I'd fall out the window trying to protect it.
Well, we appreciate your
That's going to miss up, and it's 1-2.
Your need and desire for Manchester Public Television, and we appreciate that, Zach.
Nothing's hitting this thing.
Now 1-2 count. Barbarossa doesn't want to go down by way of K as well.
With 2 outs, fouled away. Meltzer, he's got to be thinking when they gave up the run that this inning could have been a lot worse. To come out of this with just 1 run, you can come out and get runners on base, answer back the next inning. So some confidence for Ezra Meltzer. Here's the 1-2. Barbarossa will fly this towards the right side. It's caught by a tumbling Thomas Marston. How about that? A web gem to end the first inning.
That's got a way to pump them up, and now we'll see what they can do after they went. They got a double last inning. We'll see if they can do better with the 5, 6, 7 part of the lineup.
And when we come back, it'll be time to see the Royals at bat. Stick around. Noah Vanelli-Dahlman will lead off the top of the second inning here for the Royals, as I'm Zach Johnston bringing you Pony baseball coverage from Gill Stadium on Manchester Public Television. Noah, the second baseman for the Royals, will face off against Barbarossa on the mound. A big swing and miss there for strike 1. Jesse Barbarossa, the pitcher for the Reds, as we saw the Reds take a 1-0 lead in the first inning. 0-1 coming from Jesse Barbarossa is up, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Noah Vanelli-Dahlman versus Jesse Barbarossa. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, got him swinging. 1 out to start the top of the second, and the throwdown. Probably shouldn't be doing that if we can't. That's whatever. We can do whatever we want. Why not let them throw around when you're at Gill Stadium? Extra special for the occasion. 1 out, Barbarossa on the bump. And this is Max Ellison, the center fielder. Wonder if he's any relation to Mason Ellison from the Trinity baseball team. He'll take ball 1. Can't leave anything over the plate here. That's a strike. So we have our umpire from behind the mound reminder, as this is recreational baseball, and sometimes things don't go the way you need them to go. And it's not the end of the world to have an umpire behind the mound. As an umpire myself, sometimes people get dates screwed up, and it's good to find the solution. 1 ball, 2 strikes right here to Max Ellison. That's 1 and 2 with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That will miss, and it's 2 and 2. The count is even at 2 and 2. Ellison looking to get on base here this inning. That's going to miss up and in, and the count runs full. The count is full. Here it comes. Strike 3. Got him looking. 2 outs. And a strikeout for Barbarossa, and that will bring up Colby Kenny, the third baseman.
Colby Kenny.
Two outs. Royals looking to extend the inning, and the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1 from Colby Kenny. Andrew Court, the left fielder, is on deck for the Royals. They just got to put balls in play and make the defense work, as they had a 2-out double last inning from Matt Carragher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. 2 and 1. Barbarossa, here's the pitch. It's up and in, and will go past Labor. And the count is 3 and 1. So threatening with a 2-out walk is Colby Kenny with Andrew Court on deck. Here's the pitch. And he spiked it for ball 4. So a 2-out walk from Colby Kenny will let Andrew Court hit with 2 outs. His job is to put the ball in play, make him work. It looks like they may be trying to send the runner. Why not? Put him in scoring position. Test the catcher. Runner goes. Pitch is high. Throw is late. And that puts a runner in scoring position here for Court. You could probably have him steal again. Take third. Runner stays. Swung on. Wild pitch. And now the runner will take third. So Labor couldn't stop that. And Kenny makes it to third with 2 outs. And the Royals are knocking on the tying run. They left a runner on base last inning. And they don't want to do it again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. Labor's got to be rock solid back there. Got to do anything he can to keep this ball in front of him with all of the space behind him and the tying run on third. Barbarossa comes set. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. On the ground left side, and this game is tied. Andrew Court has tied this game up for the Royals with an RBI single. And the ball somehow finds its way onto the first base side, as the Royals have evened this ball game up with an RBI single. Shank could not have made that play. That was a very well-placed ball from Court. Cooper Blanchard Vignall, the batter. 2 outs now as A 2-out walk plays costly. Runner takes off, pitches high, and the throw is in time to get him. Travis Labor makes the play, throwing it down to second base, and this will keep this game tied up as the Royals are able to even it up with a 2-out rally. Well, when we come back, it will be the Reds looking to get back on top. Zach Johnson here on Manchester Public Television. We will see you very shortly after the break. Jack Moulton to lead off the bottom of the second for the Reds, who were able to limit the damage to just 1 run in that 2-out rally by the Royals in the top of the second inning, thanks to Travis Labor throwing out a runner at second base. Moulton will lead things off against Ezra Meltzer, the pitcher for the Royals, in what is now a 1-1 ball game. First pitch will miss, and that's what will start the bottom of the second inning. The 1-0 pitch from Meltzer is going to miss, and it's 2-0. Jack Moulton, Jack Jangro, and Liam Ireland due up for the Reds this inning. That one's up in the air. Foul down the right side. We'll get away from the Reds first base coach, Preston Cleary, who's over there. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Meltzer coming home. On the ground, right back to him. Play at first is in time, and that will be out number 1. Meltzer making it himself, and this will bring up Jack Jangro, the left fielder. He'll step up to the plate with 1 down, and oh, look at that. Our home plate umpire has arrived. Dennis Murphy has made it. I believe that's him. If you ever want to hear a cool baseball story, talk to that man right there. Or just a cool story in general. That one's in the air towards shortstop and over the head of the outstretched Pelletier and into left center field, and it's going to roll. It will roll forever. And it's still going in the outfield. They're going to hold him at third. Well, how about that? Big time hit from Jack Jangro. A triple with 1 out, and they're going to have a quick visit with Ezra Meltzer on the mound. But how about that? Big hit there from Jack Jangro. They're going to question something? Are they calling him out? Wow, well,
Dennis Murphy has Ryan, let's have a nice round of applause for Dennis Murphy, who's done a lot of games with the Pony League this year, doing 4 games for our league. He stepped up, and we won yesterday.
I think they're trying to question something. The umpire just got here. But the Royals coach came out, directly went to the umpire. Nonetheless, it is still 1-1. Royals have 1 out. The Reds have the go-ahead run at third, and Jack Jangro and Liam Ireland will step up to the plate. Anything in play should give the Reds the lead. First pitch outside. This is big for Matt Carragher, too, behind the plate. Can he keep the ball in front of him as the go-ahead run is on third base, 90 feet away with 1 out? Here's the pitch from Meltzer. It is a strike. As I guess we'll have the plate guy when the inning is over. That will just make sense. Might as well just finish out the inning. As we're in the bottom of the second in a 1-1 tie baseball game with the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and that one will be outside. This is more on Carragher. How big can he be stomping the balls? It's hard for younger pitchers to be super consistent on a longer distance from the mound to the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's going to get away, and here comes the runner. That's a dead ball. They're going to have to send him back to third. So the run does not score. However, Ireland will take first base, and Preston Cleary
Number 10, Preston Cleary, right field.
will be the batter with 1 out. So he's got a chance to give his team the lead. Really all he's got to do is put the ball in play. Unless the Royals would be turning a double play, which would be very impressive at this age level. Runner takes off for second, pitches a strike, and there's no throw, as that is the typical youth baseball move. Eliminate the 6-4-3, 5-4-3 double play. Take the free base on the defensive indifference. Here's the 0-1. It's going to bounce. Also, just get another guy in scoring position. I mean, why not? 1 ball, 1 strike. Meltzer on the mound for the Royals. Cleary at bat. For the Reds, looking to give his team the lead. With 2 ducks on the pond here with 1 out. That's a strike. And it's 1-2. There is drop third strike at this age level. Carragher, if he drops that, the run's going to score. Because either that or they're going to give up the free base runner. So he's got to be really careful. Meltzer's just got to make sure that this goes over the plate. Here's the 1-2. Here's the pitch to Cleary. Strike 3, and he goes down looking. Ezra Meltzer can get out of this jam now that there's 2 outs. And here's Joseph Nee. He is the final hitter in this Reds lineup. He's got a chance to come up clutch with 2 outs and give his team the lead, or Ezra Meltzer will work his way out of the jam. That will miss for ball 1. So this is interesting. First base is not occupied. So this will either Meltzer gets out of this jam, Nee comes up big, or we go back to the top of the order. We'll see what happens. That's tipped into the mitt for strike 1. That's a good grab there by Carragher. It's not super important without 2 strikes to catch those foul tips, but you just want to be consistent in catching them all the time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, that's another foul ball. That one not caught. One ball, 2 strikes. Can Meltzer get out of the jam and keep this one tied? Here's the pitch. Up in the air. And gonna get down into right center field, and that will clear the bases. 2 runners score, and that will give the Reds the lead. Well, all he had to do was keep the inning going. And now it's a 3-1 ball game. And now we're back to the top of the order as Joseph Nee comes up clutch. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. No throw. As the Reds have taken a 3-1 lead here in this baseball game, thanks to Joseph Nee's 2 RBIs. Ball was able to drop in the outfield by Max Ellison. Runners came around to score. That one hit well to left field, but caught by the shortstop Pelletier, and that will end the inning. The Royals unable to cleanly get out of the jam, but they limit some damage. 3-1. When we come back, it'll be time for the 3rd inning here on Manchester Public Television. We'll see if the Royals can answer back. Grayson Shank will take over on the mound for the Reds as they trail 3-1. Excuse me, as they lead 3-1, rather. My apologies. As they lead 3-1 over the Royals. And Sonny Barrasso will lead things off. For the Royals, we'll pop this one up right behind us.
Leading up for the Royals, number 3, Cooper Blanchard Vignal.
Oh, correction. This is Cooper Blanchard Vignal, as it was previously announced as Sonny Barrasso. Dennis Murphy now behind the plate. Pitch is low. And the count is 1-1. Here's the pitch. And that will miss, and it's 2-1. Some defensive changes, but Grayson Shank and Joseph Nee are the new battery for the Cincinnati Reds. Not the Cincinnati Reds, but the Reds. And Travis Labor moves from catcher to shortstop. Here's the 2-2. Up high, and the count will run full. It'll be tough for Shank to walk the leadoff guy, who is also the 9-hitter. He's got the bottom 3 hitters, and he walks them. And not looking too pleased with himself is Grayson Shank. And now Jacob Barrasso will come up to bat, pencil bat, with nobody out and a runner on.
Number 12, Jacob Barrasso.
That's going to get away, and here comes the runner. He'll move to second. That skips right through Joseph Nee. And Blanchard Vigneault will go right to second base. I like seeing these coaches teaching the kids about leading and taking secondary leads, when to go on a pass ball. Barrasso in a 1-0 count. On the ground to shortstop, Labor will tag the runner, play it first, safe. Nearly a double play. A great tag made by Labor as Cooper Blanchard Vigneault was heading to third, and he made the heads-up play to tag the runner. So now that's 1 down, nearly a double play. Ian Field at first base kept the bag, made a good stretch to throw, just barely, not in time. Swing and a miss from Sonny Barrasso. That's big for Grayson Shank. With what was a runner on second, nobody out, turns to a runner on first and 1 out. Much easier situation to avoid. Here goes Barrasso, taking off for second. The throw is late, no slide, but the strike is called. So it's 0-2 to Sonny Barrasso. You got to think they're going to do the best they can to try to get Jacob to third, preferably with 1 out. But now with 0-2, here's the pitch to Sonny. That skips, and a good block there from Nee, keeping the runner at second. That was more of a scoop than a block. Nonetheless, keeping the ball in front of you is your primary objective as the catcher. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Shank coming to Sonny Barrasso. Jacob heading to third. Pitch is popped up. This could be interesting. It's caught. Play at second, not in time. A good slide back from Jacob Barrasso, who attempted to steal third, and his brother Sonny pops out, and now there's 2 away.
Now back, the leadoff hitter, pitcher, number 2, Ezra Meltzer.
Ezra Meltzer looking to help himself out. He is the tying run. Jacob Barrasso on second. Hopefully, in his sake, just put something into the outfield. That's going to go low, and it's 1-0. Ground ball, second base, played back on the hop, thrown over to first, and a great play made there by Jack Moulton to field the ball, playing the baseball, not letting it play him, and getting the out at first. The Royals leave a runner stranded at second. This game remains 3-1. When we come back, it'll be time to see the Reds at bat. Stick around. Travis Labor, the leadoff hitter for the Reds, now in the bottom of the third, as they will look to extend their 2-run lead as they lead the Royals here on Channel 16, 3-1. Pony League Baseball from Gill Stadium on Manchester Public Television. I'm Zach Johnston. It's a pleasure to be with you on this beautiful Saturday morning from the Queen City. Ezra Meltzer is the pitcher for the Royals. He'll remain out there. That one flown right back under me again for the 3rd time today. The ball has come back and hit either right at our window or right below us. Or by us, I mean it's just me up here, but us as a whole organization, myself and Steve Fossman up here. Labor will fly this toward the left side. Coming in and making a sliding catch. It's the left fielder, Andrew Court, who called the ball. Came in. That's actually not him. That's number 10. Jacob Barrasso is in left field. Or Sonny Barrasso is in left field. My apologies. That's Sonny Barrasso. I coached him when he was, I believe, 11. 10. He was 11 and 12. Him and his brother. They played for me at Manchester Little League. That's very cool for me to see them playing at Gill Stadium like I do, making a play. This is Colton La Rochelle, repping T1 baseball. This is a very cool game for me to watch, and I'm very glad to be a part of. As I am a broadcaster and coach and youth baseball. That one's going to mess up and in. One out here for the Royals. They are looking for a quick inning as they trail, and they have the top of their order up next inning. That's going to be a strike to La Rochelle. Popped up. And will drop into shallow center field. And a tumbling Ellison. That ball's going to get by him. La Rochelle to second. Play out. They got him at second. La Rochelle looking to get aggressive on the misplay in center field and is tagged out at second base. So 2 tough outs for the Reds. A sliding play in left field by Sonny Barrasso. And then La Rochelle gunned out at second base. So some big outs made there by the Royals. For the top of their order now, here's Grayson Shank, who's taken over on the mound. His first pitch popped up, and that will go out of play. A long, long, long run. Great hustle there from Matt Carragher. As mistakenly, I can film over there. I just didn't. I thought that was way out of play. That one's going to miss low. One ball and one strike here to Grayson Shank with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's up high. Ezra Meltzer, the Royals' left-hander. It's out. 3 balls and 1 strike. Shank looking to keep the inning going. Time called by Carragher behind the mound. Two outs here in the bottom of the third, and a conference on the mound between pitcher and catcher here for the Royals. As time was called by Matt Carragher, looking to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand already, down by 2 runs with 2 outs here in this inning, looking to just get this inning done. And a big hitter at bat in Grayson Shank. Big pitch coming. The count is 3-1. Shank is looking to be aggressive. Meltzer does not want to walk him, and he does with a pitch outside. So a 2-out walk for Grayson Shank, and we'll see how aggressive the Reds are on the bases. Trying to move him over with 2 outs with Jesse Barbarossa now up to bat.
Number 14, third baseman Jesse Barbarossa.
Time will be called. They're going to pull the first baseman out of the game. I believe this is probably to warm him up to go onto the mound. But Thomas Marston is coming out. And Andrew Court is going to first base. So that is a defensive substitution made by the Royals with 2 outs. Runner takes off. Throw down is not in time, and the pitch was a ball, and the throw was not in time. So a stolen base for Shank after he walked with 2 outs. So this inning will continue. Reds have a chance to add to their lead now with Barbarossa now up at bat. Meltzer just not finding the strike zone. And they might want to get Marston warmed up a little bit quicker if they're going to pull him out of the game. You might as well go warm him up quickly. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss. 3-0. Ezra Meltzer having a little issue with command and throwing competitive pitches with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. That's a 3-0 hack grounded foul. Why not? Why not? I've never been a big advocate for not swinging on 3-0. To me, it depends on the situation. And I think as a coach, especially in youth baseball, you want guys on base, but you also want them to be encouraged to swing. So it's not a 0% you never swing on 3-0. I've never been a big fan of that philosophy. And he'll take the walk. That's inside. So back-to-back walk. Oh, okay, a little bit of miscommunication there, but he'll take the walk. That was Jesse Barbarossa. Now here comes Jack Moulton, the second baseman for the Reds. First and second, 2 outs. Ezra Meltzer giving up back-to-back walks. Already down 2. Runner takes off for third. Here's the throw. It's not in time, but a good stop there at third by Colby Kenny, keeping the runner at the bag where he should be. In the dirt, blocked by Carriger. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. That's right there, and it's 2-1. And that was a pitch that Moulton wants back, and he wants to do damage on it. You can tell by his body language on how he took that pitch. You can tell a lot about a hitter, about the way they take pitches. There's strike 2, and I'll say that a lot during the Sweeney season as well. You can tell a lot about a hitter by the way they take pitches. Watch their body language. 2-2 coming. Up the middle, base hit. 1 run will score. They will hold Barbarossa at third. And a 2-out single from Jack Moulton will make it 4-1 Reds. And a 2-out rally here. And this team just won't quit. They will call time. And they will bring in Thomas Marston to pitch. Not a bad start from Meltzer. Had an effective first 2 innings, and then with 2 outs here in this inning, just couldn't get out of it. New pitcher, Thomas Marston. We'll let him warm up. Take a quick break. Be right back here on Manchester Public Television. 4-1 Reds with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Marston is warmed up. Jengro up at bat, and he'll take ball 1. As the Royals want to end this 3rd inning. As the Reds have scratched out a run thanks to 2 walks and then a base hit. They got a run in. Runner taking off for second. He'll get there with no throw. That is Jack Moulton. Now Jack Jengro, the batter, facing off against Thomas Marston, the new pitcher. Swinging a ground ball, third base side. That's Kenny. Play at first in time. So the Royals will get out of the inning. And just like that, we'll go right back to break. When we come back, it'll be time for the 4th inning as the Royals trail by 3. Stick around. Jacob Pelletier going to lead off the top of the 4th inning as the Royals trail, but they do have the top of their order up now against Grayson Shank and the Reds. Zach Johnston here from Manchester Public Television. Pleasure to be with you here on Saturday morning. Pony baseball from Gill Stadium. A little bit upstairs, according to Dennis Murphy, who is now behind the plate. Labor at shortstop. Shank on the mound now. That happened last inning, which reminding you. Now Joseph Nee, who's behind the plate, picks that in the Gill Stadium turf. Pelletier versus Shank. That'll be ball 3. Three and 0. Does not look like he has the green light here, and that's ball 4. 4-pitch walk given up by Shank to start the inning. Pelletier's got some speed. And now Joe Carragher coming up to bat. So this could be interesting here. Royals trail by 3, looking for a big inning. And a leadoff walk most of the time signals towards a big inning coming. That's going to bounce. Blocked by Nee. The 1-0 to Carragher. Base hit right field and kept in front of the right fielder. That is Preston Cleary. Good work by him to keep that in front. But a single and then a hit. The Royals are cooking here. And that will bring up Thomas Marston, who has taken over on the mound. Marston swings, does not swing. What am I talking about? That's ball 1. Nobody out. Runner on second and first after a walk and then a single. Another one in the dirt from Shank. Tough start to this inning for this kid. But he could use a ground ball, double play. Some defensive advantage here. And he's got himself a 3-run lead, so he shouldn't really be too worried. Just trying to get some weak contact. Gets a swing and miss. And I remember what it's like pitching on this mound as a Pony kid. It's not the mound you're used to throwing off of if you're, specifically just playing rec ball. That one's going to get away from Nee, and the runner will move to third. And now jogging to second is Matt Carragher because they won't throw down. So the runners will move to second and third and nobody out. Now things just get so much more difficult on the mound if you're Grayson Shank. Here's the pitch. Fouled away, and then the count will run full. Marston fighting that off. Full count. Marston could give himself some help as he is going to be pitching. Full count. Here's the pitch. On the ground towards the right side. That'll bring in a run. And the ball cannot be handled. Play at first is going to get away. Marston safe. Runner scores. That could not be handled by Jack Moulton of the Reds. Or picked by Ian Field at first. 4-3, just like that. Shank starts with a strike. On the ground, this can be Moulton this time. Out at second, play at first, double play! The Reds make an error and then turn 2. Huge defensive bounce back there. Great work by Jack Moulton, Travis Labor, and Ian Field ready to turn the double play. So this will remain the Reds' lead with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Royals could still have a 2-out rally like the Reds did, but that's a huge breath of fresh air for Grayson Shank, who could just focus on the batter, and he still will throw that low to Max Elvison. So both pitchers struggling with command, longer distance, and an unnatural mound on a full turf field. The mound is dirt. So the turf field and the dirt mound, you call that an unnatural mound. You're seeing a lot of that in youth baseball today. Mounds that don't match the same playing surface as the rest of the field. That's a swing and miss from Ellison. If you go to a youth baseball tournament, I promise you there's a portable mound on that field. Somewhere at the facility, there are portable mounds all over the place. That's a tipped into the mitt, strike 3, and that's going to end the inning. Joseph Nee able to hold on to it, and the Reds are able to hold on to their lead thanks to a double play turn by Moulton, Labor, and Field. Shank gets out of the jam, and when we come back, the Reds will look to extend their lead. They're up 4-3. Stick around here for Pony Baseball on Manchester Public Television. Liam Ireland going to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning here for the Reds. They lead 4-3 as the Royals were able to tag on 2 runs in the top of the 4th, but unable to get the lead back. And that one's going to miss or get the lead at all. 4-3, the Reds have the lead. Thomas Marston is on the mound. Here's the 1-0. Foul. That's a foul ball. It landed fair, but it hit him in the box. So a foul ball, and the count is 1-1. He didn't even want to swing at it. Somehow hit the bat, and if anyone who's played baseball, softball, wiffle ball, they know what it's like. That's going to miss. You know what it's like. You think the ball might hit you. It turns out it hits you in the bat, and you got yourself a foul ball. You can go from getting hit by the ball and getting a free base, or having the ball hit your bat and getting a strike on you. That's just the way baseball goes. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's ball 4. Ireland will walk to lead off the inning. Marston unable to find the strike zone efficiently that at bat. Now Preston Cleary, the Reds' right fielder, will be the batter. That's a strike. Beautiful, beautiful day out here in Manchester, New Hampshire. We'll zoom out a little bit. Just absolutely gorgeous. And a beautiful day for baseball, as we have seen consistent rain on Saturdays. And I'll tell you, as a baseball coach, you normally play on the weekends in April and May, and there was just so much rain, so many cancellations we had to have, and that's going to hit him, and he's going to take his base. So a walk and then a hit by pitch given up by the Royals. Marston, both teams pitching. They've been inconsistent in finding the strike zone, but it is still just a competitive 1-run baseball game. You wouldn't tell from the score. This is anyone's game. It's really about who can throw strikes and can your outfield keep the ball in front of you and make the easy plays. I was telling Kyle Heavey before the game that the team with the best outfield that keeps the ball in front of them will win this game. But now it's starting to think, which team can just get the ball over the plate? Competitive pitches, strikes, swings and misses. This is Joseph Nee, who is now behind the plate. Had some good picks back there. Marston has 2 runners on. That's a strike. All Nee's got to do is hit the ball hard somewhere. Get it behind a fielder. The runners will be running for days. That'll miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's Marston's pitch and a 2-1 count. Gonna bounce in front of the plate. Runner will take off to third. And they'll make it to second and third as Carragher couldn't block it. This game in jeopardy here. Nobody out, 2 on. Just a 1-run lead for the Reds. But it is very close to being a lot more than that. And the bases are juiced for Ian Field and the top of the Reds order. So this could get out of hand here for the Royals. The infield is in for Ian Field. In the air, and a base hit to center field. 1 run will score. And the bases will remain loaded. An Ian Field base hit. Good work by Andrew Court, who is now in center field, to keep the ball in front of him. And here is Travis Labor. Nobody out, bases loaded. Marston's pitch to left field, and that's going to get down. 1 run will score, and the ball stays on the ground. Another run coming around, and a 2-run single from Travis Labor. And the Reds will make it a 7-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Colt LaRochelle looking to keep it going. Marston. That's going to miss. He was getting those ones over the plate. We remember that LaRochelle got gunned out at second, trying to advance. That's going to miss. That's low. And the count now 3-0. So if LaRochelle walks, bases are loaded again with nobody out for Grayson Shank. Talk about danger zone. That's ball 4. And now they're loaded for Shank. We'll see if we'll have a conference on the mound. No, doesn't look like it. They might let him work it out himself. Thomas Marston loads the bases yet again. We'll see if Grayson can get a hold of one. Thrown over his head. Marston got to get it over the plate first. That's going to get away, and here comes another run. Safe at the plate, and it's 8-3. They're calling him out. You can't slide head first into home.
There are no head first slides at the whole plate. The infield was called out with the head first slide. The same rules apply here. But at the home field, you can go head first into any base level. Or 16.
Well, that is a tough break. The run will not score due to the head first slide at home rule. It remains 7-3 and 1 out. So the Royals can really get out of this jam here. They got the out they needed. And a quick conference on the mound. Trying to limit the damage here are the Royals. They get the out. It's second and third, 1 out. 7-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Royals trying to limit the damage. Reds trying to extend their lead. This is still Grayson Shank at bat in a 2-0 count, looking to do damage. Another play at the plate. This time there will be no slide, and the run will count. So it's 8-3, a 5-run lead. LaRochelle on third. And that's right down the middle for strike one, so no green light there from Schenk at bat with a 3-0 count. Does not pull the trigger. It's good for Marston. Get one over the plate. Swing and a miss. A big cut there. And the count runs full. Looking to pick up LaRochelle on third base with 1 out. Marston looking to bounce back in this count, and he walks in with a pitch that doesn't reach the plate. So now Jesse Barbarossa will be the batter with runners on the corners and 1 out. They're going to change third baseman as Ezra Meltzer will go to third. And I believe they're taking out Colby Kenny to warm up to put on the mound. 1 out, runners on the corners. That's a strike. No advancement from the runner at third, and a free base for Schenk. Marsden starts Barbarossa with strike 1. 0-1 pitch, here it is. Up and in. It is Colby Kenny who will be warming up. Assumingly will come in relief next after Thomas Marston, if he can get out of the inning. 1-1 on the ground right side. This should bring in LaRochelle. They'll make the play at first. Throw not in time at home. So the run will score. 9-3 the ball game with 2 outs. Jack Moulton will look to keep it going. Schenk will move to third. And a 6-run lead. That one's gonna miss. The run will score. 10-3. How about that? A tough inning here for the Royals. And the Reds taking advantage of their mistakes. That's a strike. Here's the pitch. And that is low. Marston with 2 outs looking to get out of the inning. It's a 10-3 ball game. That's on the corner, and it's 1-2. Or 3-1. The scoreboard is about a play behind. We apologize. Here's the pitch. Will bounce, and that's ball 4, and the inning will continue. Carragher limping. Hope he's okay. Now Jack Jangro will look to keep it going. And Marston, now it's a 6-run baseball game. Swing and a miss from Jangro. Here's the 0-1. Marston to Jangro is swung on a miss for strike 2. Swinging at 2 pitches there. He's ready to put the ball in play. 0-2 coming. Off the plate. Marston comes set. Here's the pitch. Got him looking. He strikes him out. The inning ends. The scoreboard says 9-3. I assure you it's 10-3. We will come back for the 5th inning. Stick around. Colby Kenny will lead off the top of the 5th inning. Take a strike here from Grayson Shank, who will stay on the mound for the Reds as they lead 10-3. Zach Johnston here on Manchester Public Television, Pony League Baseball. That's a swing and a miss there from Kenny. The scoreboard says 9. If we pan to it, the official scoring is 10-3. The ball will miss. Here to Colby Kenny, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, got him looking, 1 out. No, swing and a miss, strike 3, got him swinging, 1 out. One down here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss from Andrew Court. Now one up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one going to bounce and actually hit off the mask of Joseph Nee. Well, it's why you wear it. Protect your face. Two and 1 on the swing, and it's 2-2. In a 10-3 baseball game, the Reds looking to hold on to their lead after they added some insurance in the 4th. On the ground to the left side, ranging over is Labor. Play at first, not in time. Running that out. Good hustle from Andrew Court with an infield single. Tough play to make if you're Travis out there at shortstop. Good hustle by Court, hitting it into the gap, getting on base with 1 out. Royals trailing by 7. Ground ball, first base side, base hit down the line. The ball staying on the ground in right field. Court will make it to 3rd. And the throw will come back to the pitcher's mound. That was Cooper Blanchard Vignault. Jacob Barrasso the batter. But Blanchard Vignault getting that base hit down the right field line. Time has been called, and we'll see how much longer they'll keep Shank in the game. They'll have a quick conference on the mound just to discuss strategy and whatnot. We'll see if they take the ball from him. Doesn't look like it. It's a big spot for Jacob Barrasso. Can really change the feel of this game for the Reds with a big hit. Something loud, something into the gap. And score both runners. It would be 10-5. And that does not look as bad as 10-3. Beautiful thing about baseball, there's no running out the clock. There's no taking a knee. There's no dribbling it out. You got to pitch 3 more outs until the game is over. And our scoreboard has shut off. Tip foul on the first pitch to Barrasso. He wanted that one. Count is 0-1. One strike, here's the pitch. Will miss. Runner takes off. Throw is not in time. Skips into the outfield. Run will score. Now there'll be a play at 3rd. He is safe. Some great base running here from the Royals. And the throw normally does not go down to second base. They tried to cut it off. But the throw ended up getting into the outfield, allowing the run to score. It'll move Blanchard Vignault to third. That's a swing and miss there from Barrasso. Runner will get to third. That's on the ground, right side. Runner coming home. They'll make the out at 1, and an RBI for Jacob Barrasso. So they did get that 5th run. And now a 10-5 ball game.
Number 10, Sonny Barrasso.
Sonny Barrasso with 2 outs. Hits one well to shortstop. Labor playing it off the hop. Makes the out at 1, and that will end the inning. 10-5 ball game. We'll come right back here on Manchester Public Television for the bottom of the 5th. Royals aren't done yet. It's a 10-5 baseball game with a new pitcher on the mound in Colby Kenny, as they were able to scratch some runs off in the last inning and make it a 5-run game. They just got to get a clean inning here from Colby Kenny on the mound. Liam Ireland will lead things off. I'm Zach Johnson. It's great to be here from Gill Stadium on Manchester Public Television, covering pony baseball here, the 2025 pony games at Gill. Ireland will take one up high. It's a good chance for these pony kids playing on a smaller field down the road to get acclimated with the big diamond that most of these kids will be playing for in either the Colt Leagues next year, playing middle school baseball. Most of them play on the big diamond now that play 13U travel baseball. Competitive baseball at 13U is always on the big diamond. And they cannot throw the ball back and forth between pitcher and catcher. There we go. That's always frustrating as, let's say, the right fielder. Everyone makes mistakes. Fouled away from Liam Ireland. So I will say, kids will make mistakes, especially on the bigger field. And I remember what it's like to be 13 playing at Gill Stadium for the first time. Very overwhelming. That's a strike. So I hadn't really played on a big diamond like this. But some of these kids have been playing on a diamond like this all year. Here's the 2-2 from Colby Kenny. Look good. A little too high. Here's the pitch. Full count. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's a big strikeout for Colby Kenny.
No, man. Right fielder, number 10, Preston Cleary.
Here's Preston Cleary, the right fielder. Will face off against Colby Kenny. That's downstairs for ball 1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's going to miss. Two balls, no strikes. That's a strike. 2-1 here to Cleary. Kenny's pitch. Just down. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tip foul, and the count runs full. 3-2 with 1 out. Joseph Nee, Joe Nee is on deck with 1 out. Full count. Here's the pitch from Kenny. He walked him. So Cleary will take the 1 out base on balls for Joseph Nee. He'll come up to bat. Ian Field on deck. It'll be the top of the order after Joe Nee. That's up. Bottom of the 5th. Last chance for the Reds to add some insurance as only a 6-inning game. They can hold them here. I mean, 5 runs is manageable. We've seen crazier things happen, especially Pony kids playing on the big field. That's a strike. The ball gets away. No advancement from the runner. Preston Cleary is still standing on first base after that pass ball. Not the end of the world. Here is the pitch. This is Colby Kenny on the mound. Here it comes. Strike called, and it's 2-2. Fly down the line. This is gonna be a foul ball. Looked good for a little bit. That may have brought in a run. I mean, Cleary should be on second. Here's the 2-2. We'll do it again. Full count. Three-two. Here it is. Up the middle. And that's caught. And they're going to double him up at first. A big double play for the Royals. Well, this is certainly manageable here in the top of the 6th. It's just a 5-run deficit for the Royals. They get the double play. Now they got some momentum. We'll see you what could be a drama-filled 6th inning. Stick around here on Channel 16. We got a good one here from Gill Stadium. Top of the 6th inning. Last chance for the Royals. Grayson Shank will stay on the mound, and that's a ball. 2-0 here to Ezra Meltzer in the top of the Royals order. Royals were able to turn 2, double up Preston Cleary at first base. That's right over the plate for strike 1. Last chance for the Royals. Down by 5. It's not easy, but it's manageable. They can get on base, and it's a 3-1 count to the top of the order. Ezra Meltzer. And we'll have time called. Quick mound visit here from catcher Joseph Nee and his pitcher Grayson Shank. Here's the pitch, 3-1. Meltzer on the ground to first base, and they'll make the play. Field gobbles that up, and that's out number 1. He was 1 pitch away from a leadoff walk. Hit one hard to first base. But Ian Field able to make the play. Here's Jackson Pelletier. That one down. 1 out. 10-5. Lead for the Reds over the Royals. Swing and a miss from Pelletier. It's the Pony Games at Gill here on Manchester Public Television. We'll have another one tomorrow. The Diamondbacks from the Pony Division are going to be taking on the Merrimack 13U team. And an exhibition game here at Gill Stadium, part of our Pony Games at Gill coverage on Manchester Public Television. That'll be tomorrow. 2-1. That's down. Three and 1 here from Shank. Just off the plate, and that will be a walk. 1 out. Pelletier aboard. So they're not completely out of the woods yet. This is Matt Carragher. Royals looking for their first win of the year. Would not be crazy to see them pull off a comeback. That one going to get away from Knee. Taking second base is Pelletier, and he is in scoring position with 1 out. Carragher will take one right at the letters for strike 1. That's a good pitch from Grayson Shank. That's a strike. He went around, and that's probably in the zone anyway. 1-2. Foul back. This is a 2-hour-long game. We started at 10. It is now 12. Here is the pitch. That's going to miss, and he will make the pick, but it's 2-2. The at-bat will continue for Matt Carragher. You just need base runners. Can't get the lead back with one swing. He's got to get on base here. On the ground, right side, base hit into right field. Runner being waved around, no throw. And that's an RBI single for Matt Carragher. 10-6. I've been saying things are going to get interesting here. Now it's Tommy Marston. Struggled on the mound, but could come through here, keep it going just by getting on base. Swings and misses, strike 1. Throw down to second is not in time, so a stolen base there by Carragher. He is in scoring position for Marston. He could bring in a run with a base hit. Count is 1-1. That pitch just a little high there from Shank. Carragher on second. Chops this to third. This is going to be a tough play. Marston is out. Great pick there by Field. And that was a good play by Jesse Barbarossa, who was at third base, who started on the mound. Made the play. Now there's 2 outs. Yeah, if there's a first pitch strike to Noah Vernelli-Delman, if Marston was able to get on base there, runners on the corners, 1 out. Way different than 2 outs and a runner on third. Popped up. Long run, falling right in front of Ian Field, who has been very good at first base today. You need a really good first baseman. Keep the ball in front of you on a big field like Gill when you got all that foul territory. And a kid who will run for a ball like that. So, huge hats off to Ian Field, who has played a great first base today, helping the Reds have their 10-6 lead. That's going to be up. Ooh. Aggressive secondary. They're going to run him back to the bag. And he's still taking a lead. They're not covering home. There was nobody covering home on that play. If he had somehow gotten ahead of the catcher and was able to make the break. But why would you want to even bother trying to make the last out at home? 1-2. Shank could end it right here. And that's popped out of play. Off the netting. This is Noah Vernelli-Dalman. Royals down to their last out. Reds looking to pick up the win here from Gill Stadium. Here's the pitch from the pitcher, Grayson Shank. On the ground is short. Labor can't make the play, and the run will score. Labor tried to backhand it, and it got by him. 10-7. Shank on the mound. Here's his pitch. It's going to miss. Throw down to first is not in time. And why not? I like the aggressiveness from Nee. You know Field will catch it. That's a swing and miss. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Max Ellison. With the Royals down to their last out. Tying run on deck. Up the middle. Base hit. Can they get the out at second? Yes! Colton LaRochelle will throw the runner out at second base, and the Reds are going to win the baseball game. They took it all the way to the end. A long 2-hour game. 10-7 is the final. Well, we'd like to thank you here sticking around on Manchester Public Television for this game. We'll be back tomorrow for the Merrimack All-Stars versus the Diamondbacks of the Pony League here from Gill Stadium. Alongside, thanks to Kyle Heavey and Steve Fossman, Jason Cody, Joe Lahr, and Brendan McCormick from Manchester Public Television. I'm Zach Johnston. This has been a production of Manchester Public Television Sports on Channel 16. Pony Baseball from Gill Stadium. Final score, 10-7. The Reds take down the Royals. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm Zach Johnston once again signing off. Have a great weekend and a great rest of your day.